Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Hi everyone, my name is Rob Clayton. Thank you very much for joining me. To open today's webinar, the Australian dollar attempt overnight to rally on towards that 74.30.40 level was clearly rejected. As you can see here, the market's rejection now looks back towards the downside with immediate support coming in at 73.55. It is viewed that we could see weakness towards 73.10, the recent challenge low, and a break beneath there would expose further weakness down towards 71.40.80 as an objective. On the day, could see resistance around 74 figure 40, again contain any advance, and as I mentioned, I still favour the downside coming through now in the next 24 to 48 hours. With the dollar index again records a near a 14-year high, the euro presses lower and records a 1-year low. From the weakness now draws closer towards the objective of 104.70.90, which although puts the indicators in extreme oversold territory, or in the dollar case extremely overbought, the market is completely dismissing these signals and instead going for further targets. That said, while I hold at 104.70.90, we could even be looking lower to a target of 102.40.70. So do keep that in mind if we see a break today of 104.70. In the interim, resistance now comes in at 105.95 as minor, and firmer from the overnight high, capping at 106.55. It would seem that dollar yen story, the market is still very much short. After taking out the resistance of 111.50 overnight, rallies on and exceeds the target of 112.80. Now, on the day, I expect to see weakness coming back purely for the fact is that we are extremely overbought since we've had this 10 big figure rally, and I expect to see a retreat from 112.80.95 down towards 112.05. Now, a break underneath there would expose further weakness and expect the markets to plummet towards 111.20.35 with 110.20.30 underneath. Sterling, no real confliction of objectives at the moment in terms of where the market's trading, very much in a tight range again, and letting the other markets continue on their noise. However, that being said, I still look for a further weakness in the coming days into next week, with the objective holding towards 122.80.90 and lower down towards 122.20, and then lower with the bricks at lower around 118. Only a break above 125.05.20 would see further scope up towards 126, but this is unlikely at this stage. Gold still not showing any kind of momentum to recover as the market breaks beneath the bullish foundations of 1,200 and plummets $19 to a low of 181. Still weak and still trading in a negative sentiment or bias, with the trend indicator on the daily still firm. Oscillator from the MACD still has room to move lower. The objective now holds for 1,150 and reassess from there. On the day, resistance now comes in at 1,196 and a little bit higher with a cap of 1,202 to 04. And to wrap up with oil, do note if we get weakness again from the last 2 days into the next 24 hours, could see a further decline and negate the topside $50 objective and instead put $43 in view in the next coming day or two. However, before we make that call, let's see how the market trades in the next 24 hours. And if we get a round of demand, then we could see this objective of $50 reached. But the story is getting a little bit concerning due to the fact is that the last 48 hours, the weakness has continued. So see where the market is tomorrow morning. Well, thank you very much for joining me for my daily video. I hope you have a great day ahead.